What's good? What's good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. This is YaYa, the spiritual doula. And today, I'm going to utilize my affirmation cards. I have 4 decks here and a tarot deck that I'm going to pull from and see what Spirit has to say, all right? And we will get started. All right. The first one to flip over, we have emotions. Emotions are energy in motion. When we suppress our emotions, they can get stuck in our body and show up as physical pain. Allow yourself to feel the feelings, even if it feels uncomfortable. It won't last forever, I promise. Feel it to heal it, all right? Feel it to heal it. You know, women are emotional beings, and a lot of times we get ridiculed for our emotions, but our emotions are gifts given to us by Spirit to help us to discern the things that is going on around us, going on within us. Don't despise your emotions, all right? Don't let nobody make you feel like you too emotional, you cry too much, you do too much, you say too much, you feel too much, okay? Your feelings are, your emotions are there as a guide, so you will know what Spirit is trying to bring to your attention. It is a mechanism of your intuition, all right? So we talk a lot and harp a lot about intuition, but our feelings and our emotions is how intuition shows up in the body. Okay, so if you cut off yourself from feeling, if you go cold and you allow life to cause you not to have any emotions and have any feelings, then just be prepared to have life knock you upside your head and you ain't gonna see it coming. Okay, because you're not willing to feel. All right, you're not willing to feel. You're scared to feel what your intuition is actually trying to get you to know. Forgiveness. Who do you need to forgive? And see, forgiveness and emotions go hand in hand a lot of times. Is it yourself or another? We are all doing the best we can with the knowledge we know. But by forgiving, we set ourselves free from the past. Okay? So the emotions that we oftentimes feel, particularly those that we don't really want to feel, or those that we feel we are made to feel at the actions of other people in our lives or in our circle of influence, a lot of times bring up a lot of negative emotions, okay? And it's okay for you to feel those emotions. Sometimes we just want to feel like we walking through a bed of daisies and stuff, and we just laying down all on some roses and everything. And life does not always present us roses. But forgiveness is the door a lot of us need to walk through in order to release those emotions, especially the negative ones, so that we can turn those negative emotions into positive emotions. Okay, we can start feeling more positively about individuals in our lives, about circumstances in our lives, about our lives in general. And as well as you know, divine feminines, I know that this journey, the spiritual evolution, comes with a lot of emotions. It also comes with a lot of having to acknowledge pain and trauma, okay? And people that we feel should have been there for us, or situations we feel should have went our way and they didn't go our way, okay? So we have to forgive ourselves when we fail ourselves, right? Like when I first started my spiritual ascension, forgiving myself was I won't say hardest, but it was the most challenging part of my spiritual journey. First, realizing how many things I had to forgive myself for. Because a lot of the situations we find ourselves in that are creating negative emotions, if we actually was loving ourselves the way we should have, if we was actually looking out for ourselves the way we should have, then we wouldn't even been in that situation to have to even be feeling all this other negative stuff, right? So it's so easy to put on other people things that's going on in our life that are not favorable. But you have to ask yourself this question: why are you allowing it? Right? And once you get the answer to that, the next thing you're going to have to do is to move in forgiveness. Forgiveness of self first, And after you forgive yourself, you quite naturally move into forgiving those who may have been the perpetrator of whatever it is you feel like you've experienced, because it's almost like you can't hold somebody to something that, had you made a better decision for yourself or put yourself first, they would have never had the opportunity to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So listen to your emotions, because they're leading you to forgiveness. Forgiveness of self leads to forgiveness of others. And that leads to spiritual freedom, which is what we're all trying to attain, is spiritual freedom and liberation. But you cannot do that holding on to heaviness, holding on to things that you need to let go. You need to feel your way through it. You know what I'm saying? So you can come to healing it, so you can come to healing yourself, forgiving yourself, and subsequently forgiving those around you who may have had a hand in that, that little situation being what it was. You feel me? All right, let's see what the queens got to say for us, what the goddesses got to say to us. I'm gonna pull from the goddess deck. All right, but that's good though. Like, I know I got somebody I need to forgive, but I got to forgive myself first, because I shouldn't have been in that situation or put myself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Healing for everybody. Healing for everybody. Healing for everybody. Healing for everyone around you starts with you. Put it like that. Healing for everybody around you starts with you. All right, let's see what the goddesses got to say. What do we have? We have, let me look at it first. I don't know what that said. Long Bubby Susie. Shame. Okay, we have shame out. Shame out, which we can release shame. We can release shame and guilt, because guilt and shame is like twins. They go hand in hand. You feel me? We can release it after we come to forgiveness. Somebody today may be feeling shameful about their actions or decisions that they made or have been making, and the way to heal that shame or remove it altogether is to forgive yourself. To forgive yourself. What else? Oh, that jumped out, almost cut me in my eyeball. Alchemy. See what I mean? See what I mean? Alchemy. Alchemy. Because when you take emotions, right? When you take your emotions and you sit in them and you observe them and you let them come to you, you let yourself feel them. When you move towards forgiveness, the release of shame, the release of guilt, right? The release of indecisiveness, the release of negative actions, you know what I'm saying? Like the release of not taking care of yourself. All of these things is a work of alchemy. And this is what makes us alchemists. Being an alchemist is not being able to take something that is material. It's not just being able to take something that is material and turn it into something else. The greatest alchemy that you can do, divine feminines, is within you. Is learning the ins and outs of you, learning how to move and manipulate yourself, learning how to manifest what you want from what you have within. And if what you have inside of you is trauma, then that is not to be shameful about. That is for you to sit and say, how can I take that which has happened to me and repurpose it to bring out the best for me? That is the most powerful alchemy you can do. You understand? This is what made our foremothers and forefathers alchemists. This is what we learned from studying the Kemetic sciences. This is the writing on the wall. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the dung beetle receiving its wings and flying out of a big ball of shit. Okay? This is that. This is alchemy.